23 at 7 p.m. If you guys had a chance to look at minutes from previous meeting, any questions or?
I did want to say something about that storm vault cover over there. Good job. That looks real good. That looks excellent. It really does.
Painted it.
Oh, it's in nice. It's real nice. Good job.
All right, no corrections or additions to that?
Move to approve.
Lauren, second. Larry, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, anything to add to tonight's agenda? If not, we'll take a motion to approve it as read here.
I'll move to approve.
Larry, second.
I will.
Joel, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll go straight to our visitors. Beth, what do you got for us?
We're actually gonna let Doug speak.
Okay.
He's pretty good at this stuff. We're talking about the next phase in trees for Gackle.
Yeah, I thought, good evening, my name's Doug Haig, and I'm a volunteer grant writer, volunteer planner, and volunteer tree waterer.
Very good at it.
Nothing volunteer, you're a wanted commodity.
So, I put together a little package for you, and the first page is kind of the cover page. I thought I'd real quickly go over the Gackle Park Board Tree Management and Planting Plan, just to remind you that they have a plan. And we just implemented phase one this year. You see phase one in our two parks, Heritage Park and the Wall Diamond. And also, I guess there's a few trees in Lair Park too, in the open areas of Lair Park. So that phase one was funded through funds from the City Council, thank you very much, and a $10,000 grant from North Dakota Community Foundation, and also the Park Board had funds in it as well. So a really successful project, and the trees look like they're doing really good. So phase two coming up now is a tree removal.
What about city? They give you all money.
He said that
I said
first.
city.
You guys were first.
And I thank them. So the phase two now is a tree removal, and there's about approximately 59 trees in Lair Park, and those 59, about 30 of them are rated as poor or in poor condition or fair condition. And in addition to that, in addition to the condition of them, there's about 30 of them that are ash trees. And so, as you know, the ash trees are susceptible to the emerald ash borer, and that critter is slowly moving westward. They most recently have found it in, not Grand Forks, but Moorhead, thank you very much. And it's coming east, and the way it's probably going to get into Gackle, and the way it's going to get further in North Dakota is probably people are going to bring firewood in from out east, and it's going to come in. And I mean, the community, it's something the village board is going to, the city council is going to have to think about down the road. It's a little bit early for that, I think, but down the road, you're going to have to be prepared for that ash borer to come into this community, and it's going to wipe out the ash trees. Every ash tree in the community will probably be being cut down. So the phase two tree removal has three goals, and one of them is to preemptively manage for the emerald ash borer by removing the ash trees. And it just so happens, as I mentioned, the majority of the trees in the park are ash trees, and so therefore, given the condition of the trees, the majority of the ash trees are in poor or fair condition as well. So in addition to removing, preemptively managing the ash borer, we want to remove dead, dying, and damaged trees, both because they cause a nuisance in the park and they also can be a public safety hazard. And there's a number of those right around the playground areas and shelters and things like that. And then the last reason for removing trees is to create space for new plantings that will add diversity and beauty to the park and give the kind of the community forestry aspect of the park some longevity. The trees tend to be about the same age in the park, and by doing a cutting now, we're talking about removing 25 of the trees this August and September. By doing a cutting now and then planting, we'll have a nice staggered growth in there, and 25, 30 years from now, we'll have nice mature trees again. And they won't be the ash borers that will be susceptible to or the ash trees that will be susceptible to the emerald ash borer when that does eventually make it into North Dakota. So I think it's a really good, sound strategy to remove those trees. And there'll still be a few nice mature trees in the park. It's going to look very different. It's going to look like a little bit like a war zone for a while. When you got 25 trees laying on the ground, it's going to look a little bit rough. But we've got a good plan for getting volunteers in there. A lot of people want to utilize the firewood, so it's a good plan for cleaning up the trees. And then it'll be a nice open space in there. And then phase three of the plan, as I mentioned here, and the plan that's attached here, is to, in the spring of 20, or in the summer of 24 probably, but we'll apply this September, apply for another $10,000 planting grant, and Beth just told me actually now that they might be raising the cost share level up to $15,000, so hopefully they'll do that and we'll get a little higher cost share rate. But that'll complete the, largely the major effort that was identified through the tree management and tree removal plan that the park board adopted a while back. So just wanted to present it to you tonight. We're not asking for any financial assistance. The $10,000 grant didn't require any match from the park board. It was a outright grant and no match, and that'll cover the cost for the tree removal this year. So 100% paid for, and just a little bit of hard work to clean things up once we're done.
Since you're volunteering as the forestry person for Gackle, does Gackle have a lot of ash trees in the?
Full of them.
In the reservation?
I'd say
Yes.
50, 60, 70% of the trees are ash trees.
In Gackle?
Yep,
It's gonna be like that,
Yep.
it'll
Yep.
be an epidemic.
yep, it'll be an epidemic.
It's gonna be sad, yeah.
Putting a fence up doesn't keep them out.
They're developing some chemical treatments, it's very expensive.
Yes.
And by far, the most effective management tool is removal. Get them out of there and get something else growing in place of them. So I personally think this is a really sound plan to get those ash trees out of there, get some new trees growing, keep enough trees in the park that have an age class diversity, but have some new trees growing, so we're gonna be in good shape here, 10, 20, 30 years down the road.
Thank you for your
For sure.
effort. my
I
man.
think the park board invests
Park board.
great skills for, she's got forestry background and landscaping background, and she's really been a great asset to the park board with her education here.
Be proactive instead of reactive.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I should mention, I just received a packet from the forestry department, haven't even told you about it. Gackle Park Board has been, they'll be awarded a plaque on behalf of the North Dakota Forestry Department for looking ahead and being proactive and increasing the forestry in the state, and it will be at one of the bison games, so
Wow.
hopefully a couple of the park board crew, because I'll be in a combine, can go and be presented at halftime on the field September 9th. So I'll make sure that gets published, but
City council president should be in attendance too.
maybe the mayor needs to go.
Do we have it in the budget?
It's free, you get tickets, lunch,
No,
the
good
whole
job, you
thing.
guys. That proactive is the only way to go.
Right?
Big time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Did we seen the same thing, what, 15 years ago with the elm?
Yep.
That park was loaded with elm trees and that disease was there.
It's scary.
We got them
but
out
wipes
of there
them.
and some survived. There's some elm left, but not very many, but
Well, thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Anything else? Any questions for them? All right.
Who's doing the removal? Yeah, these trees or you guys or?
We have a private contractor in town here.
Okay,
Yep.
licensed and insured, so,
excellent, excellent. That's why 10,000 only.
Yep.
I was gonna say.
Yep.
A lot more.
Yep. And the volunteers come in to take the trees out of there, helping the cost a lot.
yep.
What, are you gonna cut them up in like that and stack them there? And if people wanna come and get them, they can come and get them or?
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
Okay,
I think we'll take care of outsourcing that after.
Okay.
We just don't want people down there. We'll be watching to make sure there is no one in the park. School is in session, so we don't have anyone in the
Sure,
park when they're
sure.
coming down.
safety reasons.
Yep, and it won't be all of them. It'll only be the southeast corner.
Oh, okay.
So that space will be cleared for the grant submission this fall, and then hopefully just spring planting right in the empty spot.
All right,
Yep,
good.
yep.
and when we did the elm trees, some people got them from the park, otherwise we just logged them into 10, 15, 20-foot sections
And come and get
and
them. when you
hauled them
want.
out to the dump,
Oh, okay.
and then we'd let them go out there and finish cutting. It worked quite well, actually.
We don't have people in town.
No, and around the park and tracks and everything done. Cause I'd take some and cut them up.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Those ash trees make real good firewood.
we'll put you on the list.
Thank you.
Most of them
Okay,
have
Thank
it.
you guys.
See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll email you if you'll print it.
Thanks, Doug.
Yep, thank you.
City maintenance, what do you got for us, Bill?
First thing, I guess, They're supposed to be coming this week to clean the water tower. So that's on the list of things. This week, they were supposed to contact me last week and they never did, so they might just show up
Okay.
Monday. Got the hydrants flushed, sewers flushed today. Garbage truck is still out at Double J, finishing up the DOT inspection on it. We got the rest of the parts in finally, so. We put, I don't know, I would say 10, 12 notices on people's property in town about tall grass, not just in their yard, but the boulevard too. So they reminder that they have, not just their yard, but the boulevard's got to be kept up too. There's still one in town that hasn't done it yet, so watch that one. If they don't do it, then we'll move in and do it. So, on Main Street here, we got 3 gate valves that don't work very well. What I've heard is in 2025, they're coming to redo this highway. So I'm gonna try to get on D-Wald's list for next summer to get them 3 done.
Okay.
At least it'd be done and maybe they'd have enough time to settle. So that's kind of.
Where are those at?
One is by the bank. Another one is a block down, and then the one up here by the firewall.
Okay.
They're probably some of the originals, I guess.
It could be, but there's 3 of them, they turn, but they are tough. I mean, you spend a lot of time turning them down just to, I figured if they're gonna redo the highway, now's the time to do it. I think that's about it.
One thing, did they ever come in and do that telemetry for the water tower and filling and all that stuff? That's all in and all that?
For the what?
For the water tower, that telemetry?
Oh, no, they haven't showed up yet. I think Warren's gonna,
I called them on about a week ago,
yeah, just let us.
and the parts or the cabinets, I think, are done, assembled,
Oh, okay.
and they were gonna ship them. And I called them back and told them that we were gonna be gone for 2 weeks, so they could ship them, but we aren't gonna be installing them until I get back, because there's some wiring involved. And they basically want the cabinets hanging
All right, before
they show up.
So there was some, I don't even know what part that they were waiting on. As far as getting them all together so that they could ship them out. I know they were having problems getting a part and it took, some of them took up to 2 years to get them. So,
Still COVID bound, huh? Yeah. All right, that's all for me.
I think that's about it.
That's it? Okay. Auditor? Nothing? Okay. Joe, you got anything?
Nothing for me.
Okay. Jeff High's not here, but we'll have to relay the message. I know we've been having trouble with that light out in front of our house. So if you see him or whatever, that street light's been off for a while now.
Do you have Steve Schultz's phone number?
Steve Schultz?
Yeah, he's the new Otter Tail rep.
No, I don't have, I have Powers.
Oh,
Do not.
yeah, that phone's no longer in service. Let me get it to you.
I thought maybe I had it here. No, I don't. Okay. Well, if someone sees Jeff High, just relay it, I guess. Larry, you got anything?
No.
Okay. Lauren?
No.
All right, old business, billing for Schlecht and Schultz. They did a hell of a job from what I saw down there.
He did.
You guys did a hell of a job on the storm cover. Snow emergency money from state. Any questions on any of that? Preston, Fedek, and Luke, oh, that's for the water application. Southeast water users, increase of water prices, January 2024. That we just went with what they recommended, correct?
25 cents per thousand.
Yeah.
In a household, it's probably gonna be $1 more a month at the most, probably.
Well, it's,
Yeah.
we just figured we'd stick with it instead of 5 years from now, raise it a bunch, so.
Oh, that's
yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's all they're raising it, yeah.
Okay, the policing contract, health insurance, we went, everything's going up, that was no surprise. Sharon O'Hanley park vendors, that went well, I heard, by the way, real
A lot
well.
of people know.
Yeah, it sounds like they're having more this time. but-
Ton of them, serious, that is turning out to
Excellent.
be.
Okay, Dwayne Schlittenhart camper parking, went through that. Permit for Gackle Fire Department raffle, that's good. Okay, new business,
Did you get the check, Sherry, from the fire department?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
okay, park board tree project, that we went through with, I assume that's what Beth and
Yeah.
Doug were talking about, okay. Danny's Place needs a liquor permit for the Gackle Days at the park. And she asked me to, if we could just do, I don't know how many are left, but a permit for all the ones that are left, so we don't have to do this every month to sell liquor down there. or-
Didn't we do that years ago?
We did that last
Talking
year.
about being open on Sunday for a special event, and we just went and said, you know,
As long as she let the cop know.
as long as they let us know. I thought we did that.
Well, I think it got brought up because at the 4th of July a few years ago, someone raised hell that they didn't have a permit,
But they did have a permit.
and they did.
They
So we
did have
just
a
make sure they had a permit for selling.
Yeah.
Is that beer and liquor or just beer?
We do the one permit beer and liquor, we don't do just one
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
Does anyone have a problem with that? If not, well,
What dates is Gackle Days? This Friday?
it's Thursdays, but I don't know how often sorry. I don't
Yeah, it's only
remember.
gonna be.
Is it 2 times
It's
a
only,
month?
it's 2 times a month.
So I thought it was through September.
Oh, is that what that vendor thing is? Is that considered Gackle Days?
Is it, or is there something else?
That's what I was told, it's for the Gackle Days.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, there's 2 per month, and there's, I think, till September.
Yeah, to be down at the park, yeah, maybe they do get a permit. They won't, I think that was just for the bar when we were talking.
Yeah, when they were
They
gonna
can
stay
be
open
open,
late a
they
few
can be
times.
open, yeah, but this is down on the park, so yeah.
Yeah, I think we charge them $10 for the permit for that, since they already have an existing one.
Take a motion to approve that then.
I'll move.
Second,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we need a building permit for Jill Kelly for over 30,000. I'm not sure what she's doing or what.
She's remodeling pretty much everything. She has that house right across from Melissa Marshall
Oh,
that
okay.
they've been putting, from Streeter, what's his name, was doing the work?
Sean Kellis.
Sean Callis, but he's no longer doing it.
Okay.
Was that the ones where they dug up the,
Dug up the
Yard,
yard,
curb
well, they're
shop.
putting in a bathroom downstairs, they're putting roof, they're putting windows, they're doing siding.
Just, but I mean, it's on their house, nothing.
It's all on their house.
Okay, and then the Susan Lund,
Hers is under 30,000. They're doing, she's just doing different stuff all around. She's new and bought that one up by, I guess there's Otto's old house,
Phyllis Auto.
Phyllis Otto.
oh,
So she's
someone
just,
found about that, huh? Good.
okay.
and that one, oh, we got Coteau Cottage for garage. That's the existing one? Are you putting
No.
up one?
They're putting up a garage, I thought she
Okay.
said.
Clunt's deck out back, Rusty Freeman windows, and Lori Lang fence. I just was wondering what they were doing on those other two to make sure we weren't.
Did Lori Lang know about setback or anything on that fence or off the alley? Is she living in that? I don't know where she lives.
She keeps asking, she wants to know what the setback is.
3 feet.
3 feet.
I move to approve the building permits as requested.
Okay. Second,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Question. 3 feet in the alleys also? I know it is for the sides.
She needs to know from the alley and from the sides.
Yeah, I know it, but 3 feet from the alley? You get a truck in there with something sticking out, most of the time it's a little bit more in the alleys.
Well, it's gotta be so much.
The alleys are what, 14 feet?
Wide, yeah.
So actually, if you add 3 to that, it'd be 17 feet from the center of the alley.
Oh, okay, it's already 14, so she can't put a fence within 7 feet of the center line. And 3
Yeah.
foot more than that.
I
Okay,
think
so
it's
it'd be 10
14.
foot from the center line.
I remember right.
That's plenty, that's plenty. Yeah, that's. All right.
Yeah, we don't want it 3 foot off the center line. That would-
Yeah, I wanna drive a golf cart.
Okay, so we're good there. Water supply control update. Is that what we just talked about?
Yeah.
Or is that something different?
Yep, that's Sweeney Controls.
Okay. Okay, I got that. All right, we can move on to approve bills for tonight. Any questions on that, or?
What did you get from Allied Energy for 21?
I would say it's it's our tanks that get filled.
Summerfield?
Well, how much was it?
2,100, 2433, no,
2142.
2142.
Is that Allied
Energy.
Energy? I suppose. I don't know what, this tank must have been pretty much empty.
I seen they were filling all over street or something. Assuming it's not cheap, but it's probably the cheapest it's gonna be.
They hit mine
Yeah.
for Summerfield.
Yeah, but they probably fill it. I mean, all of these get filled,
Mhm.
because it's usually not that high.
That seems a little high though.
I can get the bill on them.
What is it a gallon?
Dollar, what'd that be, $1.39, $1.51,
Something.
right in there.
That's kind of high, isn't it? That'd be almost,
Well, now it's a 1,000-gallon tank up there.
That's 1,500 at $1.50.
And I don't know, what's this back here? Is that a 500?
No, that's probably 1,000 or 850 or something.
3,000 right there if they're empty.
Oh, yeah, you filled, I forgot about one shop. Yeah, that'd be about right then.
okay.
So you said it's not cheap, but it's probably the cheapest it's gonna be.
Well, yeah, it's cheaper than during the heating system, yeah. I forgot about Summerfield, I guess, in a way.
Right.
Any other questions on anything? If not, I'll take a motion to approve it. Bills, Larry, second.
Second.
Lauren, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, date and time of next meeting, September 4th, 2023 at 7 PM. Does that work for everyone?
If I'm above ground.
All right, now I'll take a motion to adjourn.
That's Labor Day.
Move to adjourn.
You guys, there was some other stuff in there.
Oh, is that Labor Day?
You guys on the Allied bill, it was, $72.50 for Cornerstone Roundup.
That's something.
$952.50 for 635 gallons to the water tower. $179.65 for a Yamaha mower. $862.50 for 575 gallons at the shop. And another $74.95 for a Yamaha mower. So there must be parts you guys got, right, or something?
Is that
Oh,
John Deere?
that's for the Gravely.
The Gravely, that's got a Yamaha engine.
Yep.
So that's what was on that bill for 2,100.
4th is on a Monday, September 4th. That's Labor Day.
That's Labor Day, yeah, September 4th is, yeah, that's,
Why don't we move it to the 11th then?
Move it to the 11th.
Second Monday.
And maybe Jeff High will be done. He said he's got to work late for, what, a month, so maybe that'll get him back. Let's move that to September 11th.
Okay.
Okay, a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anyway.